Good morning, everybody. Hi from Mariana. Wow, Women of Worth. So our series of live interviews continues, and today we are with lovely Delia Gerbino. Good morning, Delia. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm fantastic, Mariana. Thank you so much for having me.
So where are you sitting? Which
I'm
city?
sitting in lovely living room with a piano bar and all the likes.
Wow,
I-
what a
I'm
life!
cur- I'm currently in London, United Kingdom.
Brilliant. I'm very excited really to share your path and what you're doing for women. And briefly, I want to introduce myself for who doesn't know me. I am Marianna. I am the founder and the CEO of Wow Women of Worth. And we are here because we are celebrating for the month of International Women's Day, the women in business, and how we're doing that through a theme called I Am Human, the human element within women specifically, in order to be able to sustain not only the business that they're carrying out, but actually themselves. Because if we're losing the connection, the human connection within ourselves, how can we carry our business and how can we sustain ourselves? So here we are talking about humanity, being connected, being human, but most of all, thinking about ourselves not like machines, but actually being the engine that is helping to irradiate and connect with others, because we're talking about artificial intelligence these days especially. But if you think about women, we are not very tech savvy and actually on top of that, the fact that we already give ourselves 100%, on top of that, we are not very savvy with technology. We can be very frustrating to trying to deliver and fulfill with our work. So here we are. That's why I'm here today with lovely Delia to talk about what and how she's helping women in business. So I'll leave the word with you, Delia. If you can introduce yourself, it would be great. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot, Mariana. Very interesting uh, prompts here, and I'm tempted to jump, but let me introduce myself first. So my name is Delia, and I am the founder of Ever Confidence Coaching. And for the past 5 years now, I have helped over 50 women in business on the brink of burnout to regain their peace of mind and energy. And how I do that is by helping them design a business lifestyle and a personal lifestyle that actually align so that there's no more tension, there's no more friction, there's no more risk of burning out as they grow their business and go after the success they want to reach in their lives. And I'm a bit obsessed by burnout because that's my story. I'm a burnout survivor, if you want. I survived my first burnout, then I relapsed, and I relapsed, and I relapsed. And at some point, I had to stop and really ask myself, there probably is something I'm doing wrong here. Is that life? Or is there another way to live my life and just, be and exist? And that's what my business is all about. That's what my life is all about. So that's where my healthy obsession comes from, I would say.
Yeah. And when you go through something like that yourself, you really feel and understand fully what is the danger, where is when it's triggering the danger, and definitely your sensitivity in respect. Really, you can support these women before they end up there. But I'm very interested about. You said that you wanted to jump into the conversation while I was introducing myself and the theme. So please do now then.
Yes. So you said, you mentioned that women, we don't want to treat ourselves as machines. We don't want to operate in life as machines. But there is a huge element of the environment we live in that's actually in the Western world, that is very conducive to us acting like robots, like we don't have emotions, we can't have a bad day. We blame ourselves for having a bad day, for feeling bad. The levels of negative self-talk that my clients come to me with just for not feeling up to it, for having doubts and feeling a certain way about themselves for feeling a certain way, if that makes sense. So adding to the trouble they are already putting themselves in, and that creates and that causes stuckness, because the more we feel negatively about ourselves, the more we get stuck in that and we can't find a way out. And that's a place of desperation. That's a place of stillness, but the wrong type of stillness, the stillness where we're feeling we are in a rut. And sometimes it's for months, sometimes it's for years, and sometimes it's decades of feeling like that. But I'm really here to say, to tell the people who are going to listen to us and who are listening live, that there's another way. There's another way, and it all boils down to how you feel about yourself, how you view yourself. If you're constantly criticizing yourself, you don't have to voice it out. You just, between this ear and this ear, the dialogue that goes into your head about who you are, who you think you are, who you think you're not, if you're too much of this and not enough of that, that, my friend, is what is keeping you stuck and making you feel like you need to actually do like others do, or others are telling you you should do, which is acting like a machine. But at the end of the day, it's like faking it and living a life of maybe, yeah, external success, but internal misery and not feeling fulfilled. And also wondering why we feel that way. And then, of course, blaming ourselves for not feeling fulfilled. Well, I should be happy by now. I'm married. I've got kids. I've got a good job. Yeah, but if you're still unfulfilled, that tells you it's somewhere else.
Exactly. I like that. The only thing I was while you're talking, I was thinking, what is your view about always this positive mindset, which is different from having positive things in mind in life? So what I mean by this, positive mindset basically is a sort of attitude. So you think positively. But if something negative is happening and you think positive, that is the way you're doing it. But can it be actually because of the fact we are living this a digital area where, or especially on social media, and Instagram is one of the big one, where everything is perfect, everything's fantastic, and the person instead that is seeing like an audience, seeing all these influencers or friends, they are having good times, good food, they are beautiful and everything, and they don't feel themselves like them. Do you think that we are losing our human element in the respect, in the sense that being in that big screen and they see others being successful and them
Yes.
not being successful, what is happening to their mind, in your opinion?
I think it is we were talking about this before going live, didn't we? It's that kind of very easily to fall into trap of comparison. So, but let me first explain why there's room for comparison. If we are unhappy with where we are, it's tempting to check where others are. If we are unhappy with how we look, again, it's tempting to check how others are looking. And of course, on social media, it's left, right, front, center. But that is because we have forgotten to connect with ourselves. And that's, I know it sounds so cliche, but you can never compare yourself to others if you are deeply convinced that you are unique. And let me tell you, you are unique. There's no one like you. And it's not only you, Marianne, it's not only me, it's everyone out there on this planet. Actually, it also applies to animals, to grass and flowers. No one being is identical to another one. So what is the point in comparison? There is no point. But unless we are aware and truly deeply convinced of that, then we fall into the trap of comparing ourselves. And when we compare ourselves, we lose ourselves. And then, you know what comes in? The nasty envy feeling. Oh my God, this is terrible. That is soul crushing. Whenever I feel that envy, because I also feel it, I'm like, whoo, I know you. I don't want you in my heart. Let me release that, because it's not me. The real me is convinced that I am unique, like everyone else is unique. We are a unique combination of genetics anyway. In case people didn't know, that's who we are. We are walking miracles, basically, but we are not aware of it. If you look around, everyone is an amazing walking miracle, the miracle of life. And again, I know it sounds so cliche, but if that's what's going to help you through the comparison game, which is a game where everyone loses,
Yeah.
then why not go into that place? But you mentioned positivity, and I was also thinking in the back of my mind, lots of people tell me about, toxic positivity, and, get over it and just look at the bright side of things. And it's very interesting. I think it's in my work, I acknowledge the negative emotions that my clients feel, because that's, we have to release it first. To release it, it has to be acknowledged. It is there. This is how you feel. I can't tell you not to feel that. It would actually be unprofessional of me as a coach. It would be unsafe for me to tell that to a client. So I said, let's sit with it. Let's go through that cycle. Let's try and not avoid the feeling. Let's not judge ourselves for feeling that way. And then magically it starts dissipating. And then we have a clean state to think, there's a bit more space now. I can actually breathe a bit more. Oh, actually, I can now think of something positive, but that's truly positive, that truly resonates with me. Just this morning, I had a session with a client, and she has been through, traumatic experiences, like many of us, and like many women, to be fair. And I was helping her reframing it with a bit of it's quite fun actually to do. And then she said, oh, I can actually think now of positive experiences I've had in the same context. And I was like, yeah, tell me more. And then she started saying, oh, with my daughter. Yeah. And how was it? Well, it's fun. I'm like, wow, from trauma to fun in the same context. She couldn't see that before. But it was all about acknowledging it in the first place. So I think toxic positivity can actually be quite toxic. Having said that, if we don't nurture a positive mindset every single day, like you go to the bathroom, you brush your teeth, the same, you take a shower every day, the same thing needs to happen with the mind, with the heart, and reconnecting with gratitude, which could be one of the key word for this year, because it's so important to root ourselves in positivity, but the real one, not the fake one that you think you need to feel positive and it doesn't resonate with you, because that's not going to work. It sits a bit deeper, and sometimes my clients need a bit of help just to see it and then feel it. If that
Yeah,
makes
I
sense.
love it. I love it also because it looks like everything is easy out there. And when people feel negatively bad about them things, they think they are wrong. They are, you see, it's me. You see, everybody's happy. I'm sitting here, they're traveling, they're having a good time. So even also this show, we are assisting on social media, especially where everybody's showcased. And now I am in Italy right now, and I'm following so bad news about influencers that they are not declaring their incomes and so on. So, and one specifically, she was showing in a reel, she spent 33,000. She was saying, showing that her bank statement, how much she was spending. And she said, okay, 83 euros, 20 euros, and 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 in the same day. So you can do yourself your calculation. I forgot to mention this. And there was the cash she said that she spent 9,800 euros cap. So can you imagine the people how they to feel? She's spending within 3 days 33,000. I'm hardly going to earn throughout a year. So That is, in my opinion, what we are losing here. We are losing the plot. We are losing the human element. We are using really the connection, but guys, let's get it real. I mean, you are lucky enough because you managed to do that. But first of all, you are so, how can I say, so proud of yourself that you are spending 33,000. Fair enough, it's your business. Why do you have to show to the rest of the world? And second,
Mm.
you're giving you having a bad effect on people that instead they are rarely earning those money, and secondly they need to spend very wisely. So that's why I'm thinking about the social element, which is based on being human and respect others, because with the money you can do whatever you want. If you earn your money, that's fine, but come on, being on social media showing in 3 4 days how much you spend, this is crazy. This is something that we are losing out of our control.
This is the kind of behaviors that really intrigues me, because I'm wondering what is the need behind that. Why would someone need to show that to the world? Or it doesn't, for me it doesn't come, and I might be wrong there, but I would question that it comes from a place of being truly fulfilled and confident, because what is there to prove? I don't know if that's the case for that person, but I always find it's very, every single behavior is a mystery, it's, for me, is an invitation to explore. But that's because I'm a life coach, so we explore. I explore all the time what's underneath. What does this person believes she needs to do, they need to do, in order to prove themselves, in order to exist. It's almost at the existential level, like, because if she doesn't do that, maybe she doesn't feel she's anyone.
No,
And
totally agree. Totally agree. And because of you work, you working with all these women, and so I'm curious to know, according to your experience, what do you think is the human element that women? You were talking about, burnout and everything, but below that, I'm sure there is, because you said you understand that from a behavior there is something underneath. So what do you think is the human element that these people, these women are missing, and they can lose themselves and then their human sense in order to be able to live a life
Mhm, mhm.
fully?
so it that brings me back to another point you made during your intro, when you mentioned artificial intelligence, AI. And there's nothing to worry about AI, because you know why? Because women, we have an inbuilt intuition system that beats anything. Anything. Technology can never keep up with that. It's just impossible. And actually, most men are absolutely clueless when they witness a woman guessing what's going to happen next, sensing that something's wrong. Well, nothing's wrong. What do you mean nothing? And is something wrong? I can't see anything wrong. Well, she is telling you something is wrong. Listen to her. She's got this magic power that's called intuition. And it's not missing for women, actually. It's just that we have to reconnect with it. Because we've all been there. I knew it. I knew I didn't want to go there, but I forced myself to. I thought I should go there. And then it turns out that the outcome was negative. You knew it in your gut feeling, you knew it. You went ahead, and then you slap your foot. Like, oh, I wish I had listened. I wish I had listened. Start listening to that inner voice, to that gut feeling that's telling you something's wrong, or actually something's good, but maybe it's too good to be true. No, the belief that something is too good to be true. Oh, except if it's a scam, like do your due diligence. I get that, but it's actually is for you. We deserve good things in our lives. That's another that would be maybe a belief that most women struggle with, that the sense of deserving good things, deserving to look after themselves, instead of looking after everyone, and they keep being at the bottom of the list, and there's never time for themselves. But honestly, intuition is such a magic power that I think most women, we have it. It's built in. So there's no need to worry about AI. It's just about cultivating that.
It's fantastic because yeah, you talk about intuition as inner power we have within ourselves. We don't need to source somewhere else. So why we are wasting this beautiful, magical sense that is giving us? Looks like his intuition is up in the air, but actually is enabling us to convert into taking action. So it's very practical in the end. So if you follow intuition, it's give you the guidance to apply in real life to that. I love it. Thank you for sharing this. And my question is, how do you help then these women? So, in order to not having burnout and be more confident about themselves, so how do you help them? What is your program? How do you approach it? Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, brilliant. So I have this this program called the Gains and Glow Business Solution, and there's 5 steps. And the first one is actually to ground ourselves, and it's all about me helping my clients start to relax and start actually to stopping the busyness. Because being busy equals being successful. Being busy equals being worthy of something. Because if I'm not doing anything, what am I lazy? Who am I? I should be ashamed for doing nothing. And for women, every single one of us, unless they've worked on themselves, every single one of us, we can't rest, we can't stop without feeling guilty, shameful, or falling behind, because we think the whole world is working. What am I doing? I'm wasting time. They're going to be ahead. I'm going to fall behind, like panicking. So that is a huge thing, and for me, it's the building block of it's one of the 2 building blocks of then really making sure you're building a life and business that is burnout proof, that is actually gonna enhance peace of mind, energy, quality of life, health. Because of course, burnout, what is burnout? Is prolonged stress. And prolonged stress has now been proven, there's research on that from Yale University, is proven to shorten life expectancy. Prolonged stress shortens life expectancy. So if anyone out there wants to live a healthy life as long as possible, see their children grow, their grandchildren, or spend as much time and travel the world and make the most of it, then you'd better look into what are you doing to minimize stress so that it doesn't eat your life and health away. So that's the first pillar, and as you can tell, I could talk about this forever. And then there's awareness. Awareness is a key foundational skill as well to grow, because whenever someone has been in burnout, who is swimming in the dangerous waters of burnout, there's always a reason, and sometimes there's several reasons why this is happening. So unless we are aware of that, guess what? We're going to relapse. It's like leaving the door open to burnout and being surprised that it steps into your room or your home again, but you left the door open. Oh, but what's inviting it in your life in the first place? I mean, it's definitely been my experience. I was totally unaware of what I was doing. I sleepwalked into burnout. And by the way, doctors, bless them, they can't identify someone who's heading towards burnout. I don't know. Maybe they're not trained. I don't know what's happening. So it's all on us. It's all on us. My GP didn't understand anything about what was happening. I warned. I got to her office. I told her there's something wrong with my sleep. I can feel it. Something's wrong. She said, Delia, you're fine. You're a healthy woman. Go and play out there. Before you know it, I couldn't sleep one single night in 5 months. And a couple of weeks before, I was in her office. She didn't see anything wrong with it. So that actually is scary, but it's also empowering, because then that means we have to be aware of what is happening. And from there on, it's super easy, because then it's about reconnecting with the right goals for my clients. So basically, many of us, we go after the wrong goals. This is why we are unfulfilled. This is why success feels like, meh. Yeah, I'm making all that money, but I feel terrible. Why? Well, I've got that job. I thought I would be happy. I've released some weight. I thought that would make me happy. It's somewhere else. It's not the right goal for you. So that's why we do a lot of goal setting and making sure it, especially for the business, because through the ups and downs of business, you have to make sure you're after the right business goals. Because otherwise, what's the point? All of that effort for something you're not even caring about?
I love it. And again, what you said, the fact that, which is one of your pillars of your course, focusing on stopping, relax, is actually shows again the human element that we are made also to stop. So the rest, the sleep phase is to recharge ourselves. So we need really to consider the fact that not feeling guilty when, because I agree with you. Even the young generation sometimes. I speak with my nephew. Say, "Che noia." In Italian means in English means I'm bored. I'm bored. Whatever I have to do. They need to do something constantly. Sit down, play with a toy, or write down something, draw something. No. I need to be the TV, or needs to be on a tablet. It needs
Yeah.
to be jumping all over.
Embracing boredom is super important, especially with children. But we have to start somewhere. So for us as well, embracing boredom is, because the boredom confronts you with yourself, with your inner talk, and that's what a lot of people can't sit with. They can't sit with themselves. They hate their own company, and that's where the self-love comes in, and that's another big
Exactly.
theme, yeah, with my clients. And I think with, honestly, every woman can do with a bit of a extra dose of self-love. Honestly, we can all do that. And I'm not talking about men, because I don't really know, what's happening for them. I suspect it's the same, but they don't talk. So how do I know? I can't know. They don't open their mouth. Bless them. That's another conversation, and I would love for them to do that, because I think they're really trapped in some sort of a prison. But we women, we talk. We are not afraid, most of us, to open up. And so next time you see your female friend, give her some love. Get that compliment in, and let them accept that's another thing. Women, we can't accept compliment. Oh, are you sure it fits me? Are you sure this makeup? Take the compliment. That tells me you're not 100% sure you're lovable. You're not 100% sure you deserve a bit of attention, a bit of care.
Or maybe sometimes we want to hear the second time.
All right. In that case, okay, that's fine. But most women,
Really, yeah, that's not, because they want to reinforce.
there's a lot of doubt as to, are you sure? Are you sure what you're telling me is true? That I'm okay, that I'm fine, and actually I look good. Are you sure? I think every woman out there would resonate with that at some point in their life. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So, if you could pick up one word, what would it be for you for 2024, like a mantra or your intention? Apart from intuition, because I love it.
Yeah. Okay, so can I tell you, I've got two words I'm hesitating between. Shall I give them both and
Yeah,
then?
please, let's share.
Okay, so the first one is gratitude, gratefulness. And I know we're living in rough times, especially if you watch the news. Not always easy to look for something to be grateful for. I think it's a very healthy daily practice. You can start with, I'm grateful I'm alive. That's quite something. A lot of people can't say that anymore, or can't say that yet because they're not born. But maybe a more juicy one, a less cliche one, even though I love gratitude, would be boldness.
Love it.
I think to 2024, for me, and for a lot of women I see around me and my clients, it's about being boldly unapologetic. Sorry, I'm banging the. It's not really making a great experience for the listeners, but but yeah, being boldly who you are, who you never dare to be. Just go for it. Just go for it and have fun with it. And even if it starts in your bedroom for now,
I
even
love
if
it.
no one sees you for now, go for it. Go and have that talk in the mirror or in the
Brilliant.
shower, or and then before you know it, it will spill over. It will, and then you will surprise yourself, and then people will tell you, something's changed. Something's changed. You're smiling more. There's more energy in you that's coming from you. I want to hang around with you more because it's contagious. It's contagious.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
boldness, yeah.
I love it. Thank you very much, Delia. I really enjoyed talking to
Thank
you. We
you.
managed to speak most of the time. Sometimes we are not able to have a live conversation. We leave each other voicemail messages,
Yes.
which I love it. And yeah, so
Okay.
for who wants to follow you, how can they find you?
So I've got a lovely email that will probably be on in the chat, and I am on LinkedIn, so my handle as well will be on LinkedIn. Yeah, under
Delia
Delia,
Gerbino.
yeah, Delia Gerbino, Delia Gerbino, whatever works. Yeah,
Brilliant. Okay. Thank you very much, Delia. It was lovely talking to you. And thank you for sharing. It was so inspirational and very insightful. And hopefully, I'll see you soon because I think we have much more to share or what you do and how you do it in order to help more women to get over their imposter syndrome, their self doubt beliefs, and flourish what they got already inside of themselves.
absolutely. We are on that mission together, and thank you so much. I'm so grateful for sharing that moment with you, for you inviting me here. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. I'll see you around. Ciao,
Keep
Delia.
up
See
keep up the
you.
good work.
Thank
Ciao.
you. Ciao, Delia. Bye.